Completely awesome. It looks like things are a lot more less cluttered with boxes. Okay. So do you have an idea what you want to look at today? It's up to you. You talk to me. What do you want to look at? I'm sorry? The snow? What are you looking for the snow? Where the snow is, when the snow is coming, the weather forecast, or how snow is made? Or the different types of snow. Okay. Let's see what this is. Now, do you think Science for Kids is a good website or a good source, do you think? Probably, because they're going to be try to be very factual about things, okay? Snow, and you're talking about snow facts. And what they're doing here is, what is snow and where does it come from? That is your topics, your essay statement, okay? They're going to tell you what is snow and where it comes from. Okay, what is snow? That's going to be your headline about where it comes from. Let me decrease it just a little bit. Read that and tell me what you understand. Okay, so they're talking about the water cycle, where the water, you watch things like if you pour water on the sidewalk and it dries out, it is evaporating into the clouds, okay, into the atmosphere. A big difference between ice and snow: snow is crystallized, but ice is more solid. Okay, so both Earth's surface and the atmosphere is cold. Water turns into a tiny ice vapor, but wait, there's more. Remember when I said it turns into a crystal? That's what makes the snowflakes so different. Read that there and tell me what you understand. So basically, if it gets cold, it's making crystals. And is it just a few crystals or a lot of crystals? A lot. Now, what happens if those crystals get warm? What happens? They turn back into water. And then if it gets cold again, they get solid ice, like your ice cubes in your freezer. Okay. There's times when you can see the frost in your fridge, and it's more like, looks like snowflakes. And then there's the ice cubes, which are pretty solid. The sleet or ice is the ice cubes. If it melts on the way up or down and freezes again, it becomes more of an ice cube. Okay. There you go. Read. So where has lots of snow? Is it Florida? Does Florida get lots of snow? No, because we are too warm. Okay. Yes, northern Florida can get snow once in a while, but it does not stay around very long. Okay. So where areas do get a lot of snow? Okay. Why? Because they're what? Because they are what? Because they're colder. Because that's what makes the water freeze or crystallize, okay? So what is the next portion of reading going to be about? What are snowflakes made of? Okay. So what's happening here? What does the water do? It freezes into dust crystals, okay? And then what do those ice crystals do? They clump together to make ice, to make snowflakes. There you go. And then what causes the snow to fall to the ground? Read, my friend. So I'm going to stop you right there for just a second. So you have the cold and the warm doing what? They're what? Basically what? Fighting. When the cold, fighting. Okay? They don't just mix, they fight. They don't like each other. Okay? Keep reading. Okay, so look, does the warm air go down or up? Warm air likes to go up. What? Up. Cold air likes to go down. Okay? So warm air up, cold air down. Okay? Keep go. Read the next part. Okay? So basically, the snowflakes, the ice crystals melt together, then what happens? They get what? Light or heavy? Heavy, so they drop. Okay? What does the snow do for us? Okay? Snow facts. Sometimes it's called powder because it's can be very dewy and light. Every snowflake is what? Different. There's never two us same. Think of how much snow is in the Arctic. Do you realize that all those snowflakes are different? Isn't God cool when he makes each one of those different? And when there's a lot of snow, it's a snowstorm, not a rainstorm, a snowstorm. Driving, you can end up in the ditch, you can end up with cars having accidents. So it causes a lot of traffic problems. Going skiing. It is not white, but it is clear. So the light goes through it so it looks white. Because white is all the colors together. Okay, so think about it. What would you put for your essay? How would you organize an essay based off of this? Okay. Are you going to just do how snow was made? Is there anything else you could look at? Think about it for a little bit, okay? Well, let's look. I would say let's go back and look at what is snow. Um, so you can talk about how it's made, what causes snow to fall, and what does it do? You look, you have one, two, three. There's your bullet points for what there. You can even include some of the facts there in there. So I'm just gonna give you a throw. Like, let's see. Yes, there is a snowstorm, but a blizzard is very windy. Um, so it can be very dangerous to drive. Blizzard, it could be very dangerous to drive. And so there is a snowstorm. So I would call it, instead of when it's heavy, it's called a snowstorm. It can be a blizzard, which is very windy. It's very dangerous to drive during those in a blizzard. Okay, just giving you an example of something like that. Do you want me to email you this article real quick so you don't have to rely on me? There you go, my friend. Okay. Okay. You want to text me what you have? Have you sent it yet, my friend? Okay. You want to just read it to me? What you've gotten so far? Okay. I want you to stop and think about some. You put where has snow? Did you list what where has snow? Don't you think that might be something you need to include? Okay. So where would it be? Where? Colder places. Okay. That's kind of important, isn't it? Okay. Because if you don't put some of that kind of, are you likely to remember to include it when you do your writing? Okay, that's why I'm telling you to do that. Okay. Not that you're in trouble, but I would just suggest that so you're writing, you're more organized. Okay. And then when you're talking about where is snow, then you can kind of tell me how snow is made. Sorry, my friend. Okay, read to me. Really? Is that what it is? What is frozen rain? Go back to your article and read because it's not frozen rain. Frozen rain is sleet. That's why you have to be real careful about your facts, don't you? It's crystallized water. Yes, it's frozen, but it's crystallized. Sleet is not crystallized. I'm sorry. The water crystallizes. What does the crystals do? They clump together. Talk to me. Read your first, the outline for your first paragraph again. Do me a favor. Hold it up and show me. Snow from snowflakes. What does cold places have to do with snowflakes? Do you see that? So if you want to say cold places have snow, the cold is needed to do what? For the water to crystallize. Okay. You want to show me? Read it to me. I would put something like, I want you to organize it kind of this way. How was snow made? Okay. And then I want to know, hold on just a second. Tell me about how was snow made. Um, some facts about snowflakes. And then uses, you can tell me how is snow made? What is snow used for? What do we use it for? And then facts. Okay. I'm going to put that in the chat. Okay. And these are your content paragraphs. Okay. Do you see that? And then I want the write out the source for the bibliography. Okay. That's your homework for Monday, okay? Or not Monday, Tuesday. Okay. And why I say that is, let me show you something. Here are the snow facts that you could use right here, okay? What do we use? What does the snow do for us? Uses of snow, okay? And then what causes snow to fall? And then how are the snowflakes made? You have some different things to do there, okay? Okay? You got that, Horace? Okay. I will talk to you on Tuesday, okay? Blessings.